We would be honored if you would join us.
Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of Clone Wars Thursday Throwback. We're talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is the, there's been a few versions of this Obi-Wan come out since the initial release back in 2008. I think this is the 2010, which is basically, repack from the early animated figure. Comes in at CWA 2. And for the life of me, I could not find his jetpack. I reckon I've still got every other jetpack from every other figure from the Clone Wars, except Obi-Wan's. I have no idea what's happened to it. And even then, I've got two figures, and I don't have one of the jetpacks, so we're just going to have to play along and pretend that it's there. Each figure's a unique card. Yeah, I've decided not to go digging for the cards anymore. I just thought, no, I'll show the card back. There's a few other figures. We've taken a look at Count Dooku. Don't know if we've looked at Cody yet. Some of those gun attachments I definitely don't have anymore. I might still have a couple floating around for when I talk about that. Some of the clones. But there he is on the front. Nice image. Shadows of the Dark Side packaging. And yeah, like I said, no jetpack, but here he is. He came with his Clone Wars helmet, which he didn't actually wear in this series, but it was a nice sort of nod to the Tartakovsky throwback, where he sort of wore the clone helmet. I think that was a nice touch. I like the Jedi symbol on the side of it. But yeah, the figures here are pretty simply articulated. There's no extra leg joints, it's no ankles, no knees. It's pretty much just ball joint in the head, ball hinge shoulders, elbows, swivels of the wrists, swivels of the waist, and then swivels of the hips underneath. So you just got this sort of plain looking legs, which was the case for a lot of those early Clone Wars figures. I don't know, maybe looking back, it's probably an affordable way to get a line started, and if it gained traction, then you can go and you've got the money to then go and do retooling and give the characters updates along the way. So I think that's kind of what they did early Clone Wars. So we've taken a look at Anakin. And there's a couple of other Obi-Wan figures from later in the line when he sort of wore less armor, sort of on his way to his Revenge of the Sith. The reason I'm making this video now is I did pick up recently, just loose, this one, which came with the Bark Speeder. And much like the Anakin that came with I think it was the one that came with the Cancel, which is one I picked up only, within the last 12 months. It's actually a nice update to the original figure with some extra articulation. So if you look up, you can sort of see he's got the knee articulation. And that's a nice little broken joint in there. I didn't realise that. It's the first time I've posed him up. So I'm going to have to repair that. That's okay. That's an easy fix. And yeah, he's got the ball hinge ankles in there as well. So as you can see, that circular joint there has just broken off. That's a bit annoying, but I do have some spare parts I can use to fix that one up. I've done that numerous times now. That's just the plastic getting a little bit worn out. But that's all good. For the most part, he's going to be on display anyway, so that gives me something to do this afternoon. After wrapping this video up, is just giving a few little action figure repairs, but like I said, no big deal there. Once I get that on, it'll look fine. But yeah, it was just a nice one to pick up, this extra animated version of Obi-Wan. He goes well with the Anakin that I spoke about earlier, the Cancel, and then there was the space pilot the space outfit Anakin. You could strip down all his space gear, and yeah, he was super articulated as well. But I think the one with the cancel sort of looked a little bit better. I will have to look back and see if I've done some videos on those Anakins. If not, I'll do that in the coming weeks. But yeah, these are good figures, man. I still love the Clone Wars. Like I said, these Clone Wars Thursday throwback videos are going to be sort of whenever I feel like doing it. And yeah, having picked up this Obi-Wan a few weeks ago gave me a reason to put together a little bit of a video, just to share with you some of the different versions of Obi-Wan Kenobi from the animated Clone Wars line. Of course, if I look forward, this is another one that sort of came later. Arguably looks a little bit better, a little bit more like Obi-Wan. But, you know, these are still a part of the history of the Clone Wars line. They still fit in the collection. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this short little Clone Wars Thursday throwback. Be back soon with some more videos. And any requests for Clone Wars Thursday throwbacks, throw them at me. And we'll see you again very soon. Till then, may the Force be with you, always.